he loves Mike, but there's not enough room on the stage for Mike and Sam's ego.
That's right. Well, the second night, Vince Neil came out on stage to help him sing Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll, and here's a clip. Sammy, I want to give him some cred here. Okay, so he went on Instagram, Dave, shirtless and pulling it off. I tell you, I give him credit. The Red Alta Cocker, man, he getting on Instagram, and he's balls out, man. He's got no shirt on. He's sipping his drink. He is one character, boy. He also, Michael Anthony gave us a little taste of backstage action. So Sam and the band have a little warm-up backstage. They almost do like a mini set. And Jason Bonham's got this little mini drum kit, and they played Best of Both Worlds, which I sounded great. And Sam, unbelievable. This guy's unfucking believable. He can still sound amazing. Sammy Hagar and the Circle will headline the Festival of the Lakes in Hammond, Indiana at the Pavilion Wolf Lake Memorial Park. So that's coming up too. So Sammy just keeps fucking rolling. Not only did he do all this, but he also played I Can't Drive 55 at the pre-race festivities for the 37th annual NASCAR All-Star Race, which I was like, whoa, at the Texas Motor Speedway, unbelievable. It was just him and Vic Johnson. I think the reason for that, Dave, is because with the setup, you know what I mean? Like, it's too much to set up the drums and the amps. Like, for him and Vic to come on and come off, I think it was just quick, you know, because they could do the vocals and the guitars and just have a backing track. It had nothing to do with against Mike or Jason, but I think it was just a quick, easy in and out. They sounded great, but I thought it was a good sign. However, Sammy pulled a Sammy, Dave. At the end of the song, after, you know, great, he performs the song everybody loves, Can't Drive 55. It's perfect fitting for the NASCAR, right? I Can't Drive 55, right? The end. What does he do? He says, God bless America, 2120 is here. 2120 is here. Instead of saying 2021. So it just...
Well, we know Sam has trouble with dates.
It's true. So. And then he wrote on Instagram the next day, I know what I was drinking, but what was I thinking? So I have to give him credit for even poking fun at himself. So,
right. At least he owned up to it.
Now, one last thing with Sammy is he did his 7th annual Acoustic for a Cure benefit on May 15th, and he did this with special guest Train, and he did it, Sammy Hagar and the Wabos, Dave. He played with the Wabos, and it was Train with REO Speedwagon's Kevin Cronin and Dave Amato, as well as Rick Springfield. And although they had a hiatus last year because of the coronavirus, they played on a private estate in Southern California, but they doubled their annual 6-figure goal for the pediatric cancer program at UCSF Benoff Children's Hospital to benefit Music Cares, a festival of Children's Foundation, and the Jesse Reese Foundation. You know, Sam makes time for charity too, Dave. This guy's unbelievable.
No, he's always done that. I mean, you can't accuse Sam of not being a charitable guy. He's always helping out.
Absolutely. Moving on to Guitar World announced the top 10 guitar riffs of all time, David. Do you know what the number one riff was?
Of all time?
Yes, the number one guitar riff of all time. The actual just guitar riff, not the song, the riff.
Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones?
Interesting choice, but it's wrong. I don't even think that charted. Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love took number 1. Number 2 was Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train. Number 3, Back in Black. Now, you know I'm edging towards something. Number 4, Smoke on the Water from Deep Purple, which I thought probably should have been number 1. It's probably the most identifiable riff, right? It's the riff that everybody learning guitar starts with. And coming in 5th, Van Halen with Ain't Talking About Love. 6th place, Enter Sandman from Metallica. 7th is Black Sabbath with Iron Man. Number 8 is Walk by Pantera. Number 9, Lagrange by ZZ Top.
That Pantera is an interesting choice.
That's an interesting choice. And number 10, Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I don't know about that Pantera. I think we're missing, Walk This Way. That's kind of a really,
it's nice to see him giving a new work.
Okay.
I won't say a new band.
Yes.
That was like 90s. But at least, it's not the same old, so.
Yes.
Interesting.
But I always have to make a comment, so I have to say, if you're going to pick one Van Halen riff, you know which one you got to pick.
Unchained.
That's right. Ain't Talk About Love is Amazing, but Unchained. Come on now. Now, Kerrang! Put out their list of the 21 greatest rock and metal albums of summertime. And one of the ones on that list was Van Halen 1. But I have to say, I wouldn't even put that in there. And it's not because I don't love Van Halen 1. I love it. But I don't see it as a summer album. I don't know why. I think Van Halen 2 is more summery, with Beautiful Girls and Dance the Night Away. That sounds way more summery to me. I also identify heavily 5150 as well as OU812 with summer. There's some good albums on here, but some really wild choices like Andrew WK's I Get Wet from 2001, Ash's 1977 from 1996, Audio Slave's debut album in 2002, Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique, 1989. Blink-182, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket like Dave does every night, 2001. Deaf Heaven's Sunbather from 2013. Deftones' Around the Fur, 1997. The Dillinger Escape Plans, Circulating Infinity from 1999. Gatecreepers' Deserted from 2019. Green Day's Dookie from 1994. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, 1987. Jimi Hendrix' Are You Experienced from 1967. Cuss's Blues for the Red Sun, 1992. Neck Deep's Life's Not Out to Get You in 2015. Park Drive's Ari in 2015, Queen of the Stone Age, Rated R, 2000, Saves the Day, self-titled, 2013, and Sum 41's All Killer and No Filler, 2001, which I love that album. That's one of my all-time faves. Now, of course, Van Halen is in there for the first album from 1978, Weezer's Blue Album from 1994, and Yellow Card's Ocean Avenue from 2003. Dave, what did you make of this list?
Interesting list. I thought they had some good choices there. Some things, not exactly summer, but, close enough. I think they're going for the feel of summer rather than typically when the album came out. Good quality stuff. When I think of Van Halen summer albums, I'm partial to Diver Down.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think of that as a summer album. Mm-hmm. It's light, it's cheery, it's fun. That's their summer album to me.
Sure. Now, a bunch of the auctions went down. My God, all these Van Halen auctions are being sold. Eddie Van Halen's hand-side illustrated pre-production Charvel electric guitar went for $41,600. A signed Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang special guitar with photographs, $16,000. The early Charvel red and white stripe Eddie Van Halen guitar, $12,800. Eddie Van Halen signed Randy Rhoads electric guitar with photograph, $10,240. Eddie Van Halen's driver's license, Dave. I don't even know how someone has this. Went for $16,000. Then
how do you get your hands on that?
I don't know. It's crazy. Eddie Van Halen's signed photo is $1,024. A band signed photo, Van Halen band signed photo, $3,200. Eddie Van Halen's signed magazine page with backstage passes, $1,600. Eddie Van Halen's 1985 Playboy Music Poll winner medallion, $1,280. Van Halen's handwritten notes on the 5150 amps went for $5,760. Van Halen's handwritten notes taped to his pick guard for $1,280. Eddie Van Halen's 1984 stock certificate from Kramer Music Products went for $896. This is a real crazy one. Eddie Van Halen signed Eddie Van Halen custom Chuck Taylor Converse All-Star high-top sneakers went for $5,760. And then this one blew my mind. An Eddie Van Halen signed and inscribed guitar, $2,560. I thought that was very, very low. I don't quite understand how that works. Eddie Van Halen signed and stage played Charvel EVH Art Series electric guitar with photograph, $38,400. Eddie Van Halen signed and stage played Charvel EVH Art Series electric guitar with photograph, $41,600. Well, hold on to your hat for this one. Alex Van Halen's 1980 Invasion tour played drum kit went for $230,000 and $400,000. That is crazy.
Well, that's a one-time thing. I mean, you're getting like a whole drum set he used on a tour.
Yeah.
I mean, when are you ever going to get your hands on that?
That's true.
You're going to need a big room to display that.
I can't even imagine.
That's an awesome-looking drum set. I remember seeing that at the Rock and Roll Hall.
Yeah, absolutely. Eddie Van Halen signed and stage played Charvel EVH Art Series electric guitar with photograph, $3,800, $400. Eddie Van Halen designed and stage played Charvel EVH Art Series guitar with DVD, $40,625, and the Eddie Van Halen signed and stage played the last one, the Charvel EVH Art Series electric guitar with photograph, $51,200. My God, the money. Who's making this money? Where are these things coming from? That's what I want to know. Holy cow. Can you imagine if it was all Noel?
Somebody at the auction house did very well.
I'm making a killing. Also, the Van Halen News Desk did an incredible interview with Chet Horn, who was the guitar tech on the 2007 tour. This guy grew up in Indiana, and he was inspired to play guitar from watching Live Without a Net as a kid, and he played in covers bands in the 80s and 90s, and he got into website designing for Neil Zlozower, Zakk Wylde, and John Five. And then when John Five needed a guitar tech, he hired Chet for the 2005 Ozfest tour with Rob Zombie. He ended up working for Pink / Ozzy Osbourne, Counting Crows, and he now works for Five Finger Death Punch. But he got into Van Halen through watching, Dave, Friday Night Videos. Remember Friday Night Videos, Dave?
I do.
Yeah, that's how us who didn't have cable could watch videos on regular
Bingo.
television. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
And he saw Van Halen on the 5150 tour, and he ended up working for Van Halen in 2007. He was working for Godsmack at the time and got a call from Matt Bruck while having lunch at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and Eddie Van Halen asked if he would like to be Wolf's bass tech, and he said he wanted him to work immediately. And he went into rehearsals and started working for 2 months. He said that the rehearsals were loud. When asked about what songs they worked up, they claimed they tried "And the Cradle Will Rock" with Wolf on keys using the old keyboard Michael Anthony used from the 1980 tour. I guess that didn't work out or whatever. I'm not really sure. He says that Dave gave the backline guys a gift of a Wilson Cop tactical tool, and he also took care of David Lee Roth's Ice Cream Man gear when he did that. He says David Lee Roth would show up every other rehearsal, and that he learned how the unique way Eddie tuned his guitars and his amp. He said his favorite album is Women and Children First because of the raw sound. His favorite Van Halen song is I'm the One because he thinks it shows off the band's natural groove, and he thinks that they were at the top of their game with that song. So, interesting interview with Chet. What do you think of that, Dave?
Good stuff. I always like to hear from the techs, and because they're literally next in line to the players. They hold a special place setting up the instruments and stuff like that. So some key things in there.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Bungle, which is a offshoot band that Mike Patton from Faith No More did with guitarist Trey Spruance and bassist Trevor Dunn. They were joined by Scott Ian from Anthrax as well as Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and they did a cover of Van Halen's Loss of Control. Here's a clip. This was for Mr. Bungle's 2020 streaming event, The Night They Came Home. And it was just recently released, and Patton nailed all the squeaky vocal parts, and it is out there on CD, Blu-ray, and DVD. So, guys, check that out. That was interesting, Dave. What do you think of that cover?
Nice to see somebody putting out a Blu-ray. I thought they nailed it.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
Absolutely. Now, also, does anybody know the actress Ruth Silviera? She was the actress who played the mother of Waldo in Van Halen's Hot for Teacher video. Well, guess what? She was on Growing Pains and House MD, but she came out of retirement here to make an appearance in This Rap Makes No Sense. Comedian Joe Hernandez Kowalski